Okay, so looks like we're live. Hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm so excited you're all on. I'm your moderator from Miami, Catherine Rain, and I'm so super pumped that we have an amazing person today that gives us a little tour of his social media calendar. Please all welcome us, Darryl Davis. Woo! So for those of you that don't know him, I don't even know how it's possible as a real estate agent not to know you, but in case somebody does not know you, Darryl is an amazing coach, speaker. I think his biggest strength is for sale by owner. He just did a recent video with Redx on for sale by owner scripts. And that's when I got really, really impressed with him. So I'm really excited that he's doing a webinar for us today. Hi, Darryl.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
I'm very excited that you're excited, and your energy level is great. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about the books. You have 3 books. What are the titles?
So they're all published by McGraw-Hill.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I wrote, How to Become a Power Agent in Real Estate. And I know Tristan, he's always pushed it because that was his first book that he read when he was an agent. He talks about it. So I appreciate that. My second book was How to Make $100,000 in your first year of real estate.
That's
so that was geared towards. Yep, that's a good book. Second book that I wrote for them, but for first year agents. And then the third book was How to Design a Life Worth Smiling About. And the reason why I wrote that book, Catherine, it's actually not a real estate book. It's a motivational book. But what happened was years ago, I started posting about smiling and how important it was. Then I took a course at Berkeley University on the science of happiness. And I learned how important smiling is to your success, to relationships, yada, yada, which, by the way, you have a lovely smile.
Thank
and
you.
So I started blogging about it, and McGraw-Hill said, you got to write a book about this. So I wrote a book. It's based on science, and that's the 3 books.
Okay, so you're basically also saying that if we call people for sale by owners or expires, we should be smiling on the phone because they feel that we smile.
Well, it helps with your oxytocin, your dopamine levels. There's certain chemicals in the brain that occur. It's like a light switch. It's like when you smile, you're telling your brain something good's happening, and it flushes your body with the positive 4 chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. So it's good for you to feel good, especially when you're prospecting.
Okay, great. So what is your background? Tell everyone, where did you learn all those skills? How did you become good at scripts? And how did you get into this?
So my bio is a great question. Okay, I didn't expect we were going to go down memory lane, but that's fine with me. So Catherine, I started real estate when I was 19. When I was young, well, here's the real story. So I became an emancipator. I was living on my own at 16 years old. And so I had to support myself. I was on social services, blah, blah, blah. So I was always a self-starter because I had to survive at 16, paying rent and managing my life. But I was also a frustrated actor. So I was in a couple of movies, commercials when I was younger. So then when I got older and I had to make a living to pay my bills and stuff, I didn't want to be like most actors when they say, oh, you're an actor. What restaurant are you playing?
Exactly.
So I decided to get into real estate because I heard it was a great profession. You can make your own hours, and I could still pursue my acting career. And so I got licensed in New York, and I became very successful. I was doing 6 transactions a month. Then I became a manager of an office. We opened it up from scratch, became #1 our first 6 months, big listing company. And then I started doing some seminars, and that's how I started. I met this guy, Floyd Wickman, who was my mentor on how to be a speaker. I became a speaker, did the thing, blah, blah. And now it's 30 years later, and I'm talking to you.
Awesome. I feel so honored. Super. So there is actually a lot of real estate agents that used to be actors before. I know Nick used to be an actor. I used to be an actor. So I'm really fascinated by your story. I feel we already have a connection. So let's get started with the webinar so that everybody can learn from you.
That's great. Let me, what I'll do is I'll share my screen, and what we're going to cover today for people that don't know, I do this for LabCoat every once a month where we're going to teach a particular topic. So this topic, we're going to do the 12-month marketing calendar for success. And this is not just for social media. This is for just marketing yourself as an agent. And because, Catherine, you're so successful as an agent, I would love to hear your 2 cents as we do this as well. Now, I just want to clarify to everybody, what I'm teaching is what we teach our students in our coaching program. It's called the Power Agent Program. You'll see on the bottom of the screen, we have this special value thing that we do for LabCoat agents, so people can check that out. But let's get into the content. This is going to be a fire hose and of content. So you're not going to be able to implement everything. Pick what you like, leave the rest. And first, I'm going to start with concepts. So when it comes to self-promotion and marketing, here's the first concept. You want to save money for 6 months of reserves, because when it comes to marketing and self-promotion, you've got to, studies have shown that people got to see your name, your face, and what you do for a living 6 to 8 times before they'll take action. So I'll say that again. This is a study done 6 to 8 times. People got to see your name, face, and what you do for a living, and before they'll take action. Therefore, if you're going to start a self-promotion campaign, you got to make sure you're funded before you start it. Otherwise, you don't want to run out of money before you're finished getting to that next level with it. And the second thing is use a contact management software to manage your business. You know, you can't really self-promote yourself effectively if you're not managing your leads and your follow-up. You know, Catherine, you and I were chatting before this webinar started, and you've got 10. How much production have you done the first 3 months of the year so far?
23.5 million.
Yeah, 23.5 million. That's not bad. You got to work a little harder, Catherine. Anyway, so here's the thing. I asked you how you do your, what's your strength? You said to me before the call, you said it's about relationships. And that's very important. That's very important. That's why a CRM stands for a contact relationship management software, right? So anyway, you know, one of the things we give our students, they have access to a CRM. It's called Power Builder. But what are you using, Catherine, as far as your CRM? What are you using?
I use Chime.
Chime, great. That's one. People ask, which is the better CRM? Is it our Power Builder? Is it Chime? Is it Follow Up Boss? It's the same answer is like a diet. Which is the best diet? It's the one you're going to use and stick to. That's the best one, right? So there's no right, wrong. It's the one that you're going to use. Develop your mailing list. So if you're going to start marketing yourself in 2021, make sure you have a good mailing list, how you're going to hit that. So RedX, I know, is very big with, and this is what you said, Catherine, you had seen a webinar that they had me be a part of with RedX and Tristan. RedX, a great company. They got great tools. Now, yes, you're right. I'm the FSBO expired master. Like, agents come to me to learn how to master that because it's a strength of mine. RedX is one of those companies that we push the heck out of because it's a great tool. One of the tools they have in their ecosystem is called GeoLeads. And what happens is you type in an address and you say, hey, give me all the houses around that address. And then you can download that list into an Excel file. You take that Excel file, you put it into your CRM that you're using, and this becomes your hit list. The people you want to continuously hit over and over again until they know your name, your face, and what you do for a living. So develop your mailing list. Number 4 is write out your campaign. So you don't want to just do it haphazardly. You want to have a system. You want to think like a business person. You know, that's why it's called a real estate business. So as a business person, you want to have it scheduled out. I suggest you take an Excel file. I like paper. On certain things, I like paper because I like the problem with using technology too much. Like, you got to boot it up and open the software to see it. See, I would create a self-promotion chart like this, and I would write it out. This is what we give our students, and I'd hang it in front of my office. Where you going, Catherine? It's going to get better, I promise. Okay. I'm like, where the hell am I that bad? What happened? She's like, the hell with this. I'm out of here. What do you got there, darling?
My pizza arrived.
The pizza's here. I'm so glad that this is so important. She's so bored. I got to eat.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right. Well, I'll let it go. I'm going to get hungry. I'm going to get distracted. Please, I don't want to see a piece of slice going in your face. Go off camera or something. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. All right, let's continue, everybody. Don't pay attention to the pretty lady eating a pizza. Here's the chart. So this is what the chart would look like. Don't be self-conscious now. Let's see, she turned off her camera. All right, Catherine, come back and eat. It's okay. Anyway, gang, going back to this, what you do is you fill out your chart and you put, this is an example. Your print advertising, marketing, mailings, neighborhood, door knocking, being the bop, you get the point. And then what you do is, you see, this is nice. You're strategizing. You're strategizing your marketing. You're just not doing it whimsical. And you'll notice the social media, the social media is a separate plan. You'll see that line item there. Social media should have its separate plan. Okay, write out your campaign. The next thing, and finally, is you may want to consider doing something like this. Wait, let me go back for a second before I go. You know, I don't know if you've heard, but recently we've been in a pandemic. And, you know, we just came off an election. You know, the country's, we're a little bit of a mess right now on a lot of levels. And, you know, I think if we can all get back to helping one another a little bit, and I think this is important. I think this helps with the healing that we all need. And so what I'm going to recommend, is pick up a cause that you're going to be about in 2021, that as your business grows, you can give back to some kind of organization that speaks to your heart. You know, tell people they do business with you, you'll take a percentage or a fixed dollar amount. Every deal you do, X amount's going to go towards maybe their charity or one that you believe in. It's up to you. See, for example, in our company, what we did is we've learned how food insecurity has more than doubled here in the United States because of the pandemic. These food pantries are going empty. So what we did as a company in January 1st, we said, you know, we're going to take 100% of every dollar that comes into our company from the trial membership, because it's a $5 trial. And we pay for Meals for Feeding America. I'm happy to say April 4th, we're up to 34,000 meals. We want to hit 100,000 by June. That's something that we're passionate about in our company. Anyway, let's look at the marketing calendar. So I gave you some concepts. Let me give you some ideas. What we gave our power agents at the beginning of the year is this calendar, just like this. And we tell them what I suggest you do. I'm going to shoot out it like a fire hose, a bunch of ideas. And what I recommend that you do is in each quarter that you just pick a couple of things that you're going to do as far as self-promotion. And I'm going to give you some suggestions. I'm going to start with the first, which is actually, we're going into the second quarter right now. Okay. Catherine, are you still with me? How you doing there, darling? You still eat? How long does it take you to eat a slice? What the hell? You eat like really slow. Come on, we're working over here. All right. Look, oh my God, you ate half the pie. Oh my, how do you keep so svelte? Look at you. You should be embarrassed. Turn the camera back off, my God. Come back when you're done. And don't show me an empty box. That'll be embarrassing as all hell. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about April to June. So here's a couple of suggestions I have for this next quarter that you can do to market your business. I say door knock, because door knocking is, I'm just enjoying this. I'll tell you something. I've never had I've done a lot of webinars since this coronavirus, Catherine. I've never had a partner eating pizza while I'm working. This is a first.
I'm not a camera, Darryl. You are hilarious.
Listen, I know, listen, as real estate professionals, we're on the go all the time. We're eating like this. This is why we're not healthy.
We have to eat in between whenever we can, right?
I totally agree. I totally agree. I just never had this happen to me before, and it's throwing me just.
Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. It's more like I'm comfortable with you.
I don't know how to take that, Catherine, but okay, thank you. So let's get back to work. Door knocking. Now listen, some of you, depending where you are in the country, it's starting to get nice. Now, like where Catherine's from Florida, it's always sunny out there. So no, the Northeast and area, it's like now it's getting nice. So door knock. This is a good time to door knock. So I'm not going to go through the dialogue with you guys. We give this to our students, but let me just jump to something. You tell them, listen, the reason why I've stopped by to let you know I've been sending you some information about the market to keep you informed that you'll be getting that information, right? So one of the things I suggest in the door knocking, if you can send out 1 or 2 pieces of mail before you hit the streets and door knocking, that's a good thing. So now you've got something that's already broken the ice for you. And then most important is you want to offer something of value. You know, the other thing is I want to give you something of value. And it could be a neighborhood market report, which is a CMA, but our power agents, we tell them to call it a neighborhood market report because it makes more sense than CMA. People don't know what CMA, civilians, that's what I call them. Neighborhood market report, that's clear what that is. Anyway, so giving something of value is the idea. Now, another thing you can do is a little gift. So that's like a certificate, but you can give some gifts. We teach power agents smile stops. The reason why we call them smile stops, we created an acronym for SMILE. S stands for service. You're focusing on them, not on you. You're meeting them face to face. The I is you invite them to talk to you and ask questions. How you get people engaged is by inviting them to share, you know, what's important to them. Then you leave behind a token of value, and then you elevate the relationship after that. So we call them smile stops. And here's some suggestions, like for this month, April, it's National Pecan Month. Pecan Month. I didn't know that. So you can give them some nice, really high level pecans and say, I'm nuts about referrals. Thanks for being a great client. If you stop by those folks, we got Easter Sunday. Well, we missed that already. Then we got the Jelly Bean Day. So anyway, there's some ideas. We give our students a ton of smile stops. I'll show you this over here. Mary is one of our power agents. And she was doing the peeps, you know, the fake marshmallow. I think that this guy, I don't like them, but people love them. And do you have any peeps with real estate needs? I can help. Call, text, email me. But here's what I love what Mary wrote. So she's packaged it up, put it in a little business card, stop and buy. This smile stops is beautiful. But look what she wrote. Easter time smile stops. I'm having so much fun with this. See, that was my favorite thing to see, because we all need to smile more and have fun in our businesses. And I love it when our power agents are having fun. That's important. Okay, offer some other real estate packages. So what you can do, for example, is you know how your company has forms or flyers? Like we have for our students, we give them tons of forms and flyers. Like here's some, but your company might have, or you get them online from other things, and you put together like a buyer package, like a loan application thing, thinking about buying a new home, new construction, how to deal with multiple offers, top reasons to work with your agent. In other words, you can promote this month in this quarter, some buyer package things would be valuable to buyers or for sellers. For example, curb appeal on a budget, the top 10 projects to increase your home's value, how to make your house the best house on the block, 7 ways to appeal to the next generation buyer. Like, in other words, you take some of the pieces that you guys have and advertise and promote and give out these packages to people. Now, I'll tell you one thing that we're really proud of, Catherine. We created this thing for our students. It's called the Seller's Guide. It's something that an agent would give to a homeowner. This is 43 pages, Catherine. So we tell the power agents you can take this guide and actually use it as a listing of presentation value item, a door knocking item. You can advertise for people to get it. And it is 43 pages. This thing is loaded with great content, and it establishes you as a professional, as an expert, because of all the great content that's in there. Because, you know, you take your credit for it. You know, you use it and customize it and put your photo as if you put it together. Here's some other value pieces. Easy Move Guide. This, I think, is like 25 pages. The 8 risks homeowners shouldn't take when they're trying to sell it on their own. This is what's happening when you do it on your own. 184 reasons to work with an agent, what they do to earn their commission, and the predictions for. Anyway, these are just tons of value things that you can give to buyers and sellers alike this year. Here's the other thing. Mail monthly newsletter. So we're still in April and June. How are we doing on time? Okay. How are we doing, Catherine? How was the pizza, darling?
That was delicious.
I could tell. I'm starving. I was starving watching you. I feel like I gained 5 pounds watching you eat that thing. Let me tell you, I can't afford any more poundage over here. So no problem. Okay. So, what's old is new again. Everybody's doing social media, doing the emails. And listen, we're a fan. We're very high tech on our technology. We not only teach our agents, but we use. But what's old is new again. When I love what Warren Buffett said, when people are greedy, be afraid. But when people are afraid, be greedy. In other words, you do the opposite of what the majority of people are doing. And if the majority of the people are doing social media and advertising, not saying not to do that, but I think what's missing out is the good old-fashioned mailings. See, I don't know about you, Catherine. When I go to my mailbox, I look forward to it now. See, it's not like my inbox on my email. I open it up, committed to seeing which things I'm going to delete first. I look at my email, committed to deleting first. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to your mailbox, it's almost like Christmas. I'm like this. Somehow I feel like there's real human beings stuffing an envelope. I want to see what's happening in the world. So doing monthly newsletters, I think, is a powerful thing. So for example, here's something our students are mailing out in April. Maintenance tips, curb appeal, spring. Then we're going to have May. There's some ideas and improvement. You like shortcake, Catherine? You like to eat? There you go. There's a shortcake recipe for you. Top improvement trends. Then June, what to do before you buy a house in June. Boston Baked Bean, maintenance tips. Anyway, these are high quality newsletters, sending out newsletters on a regular basis to build a relationship and connection with people. Encourage people to receive an updated market analysis. Here's what I believe is that every year, minimum, we should have a physical done on our health to see how we're doing. If you're older, maybe even quicker than once a year, maybe a few times. But for the most part, you should have a physical done. So I think the same is true about our finances in our houses and real estate. Here's my point I'm trying to make. Every homeowner should have an updated market analysis on their property at least once a year. Every homeowner in the country. And so I would like to see students pushing that out there, telling, hey, listen, one of the things we're offering the people right now is a neighborhood market report. As I said, we don't call them CMAs in our training. We call them neighborhood market report. Find out what your neighbors paid for their home. By the way, Catherine, I don't know if you see that tagline, but in the certificate, it says neighborhood market report. Find out what your neighbors paid for their home, which essentially is what a CMA is. But when you word it that way, people are, whoa, because they're always wonder, like the Johnsons just moved in. I wonder what they paid for the house. They always say that. So you tell them, listen, find out what they paid for. Anyway, sending out that neighborhood market report. Here's another version of it, but we call it the free over-the-phone market analysis. There's some people, they'd be interested to talk to an agent, but they don't want the agent coming over trying to sell them. But over the phone, okay, less threatening. And how this concept works, you're going to tell them over the phone what you think their house is worth. But when you do it, you give them a big range. So for them to get a more accurate range, they need to invite you into their house to see it. The whole purpose of this is that first call is to build that rapport, to build that connection. Like you said, Catherine, love it, building a relationship. So when you make the phone ring and you start that conversation, build a relationship, and then kick it up a notch and get in the door to meet these folks face to face. All right. How are we doing, Catherine?
You want to hear something funny? You want to hear something funny?
I would love it.
So I don't go to boring up until now. I don't go to anybody's house unless they sign me a listing agreement. I give them the range over the phone, and then once they sign, I come to the house and give them the exact price on the house.
Now listen, this is very great that you do that, Catherine. But let me talk to the other people that are watching right now, and they're like, how the hell do you do that? Here's what I'm going to suggest. Catherine, because how much you did 20, how much, 20 what million?
23 and a half.
How much did you do last year, Catherine?
30
million. So you did 30 million last year in the middle of a pandemic. You already did almost, you almost hit that number, and it's the quarter is not even over. The first quarter was just over. So here's my point, Catherine. You probably have name recognition in your market. Usually the people that you're working with already knows Catherine Rain. So they already have a listening for you that's powerful and strong, which is good, which every agent should get to that level, right? There's some agents, they're not at that level yet. They're still, they only got 1 or 2 listings. So for them, it's a little bit, their business plan is a little different. Now, here's what I want everybody watching that's not at Catherine's level. Isn't that wonderful if you can we build your business to Catherine's level, where all you got to do is tell people, listen, you're not worth my time until you sign the listing. Then maybe I'll come over. I'm not even sure then. All right.
This is not how I say it, though.
Listen, I told you, we're going to interview you so you can share with the power agents all the stuff you're doing. I'm very excited. All right. A public or neighborhood open house. You know, let me tell you, one of the best things in prospecting right now is actually doing open houses. Because in this market, when you do an open house and you see a line around the block like this and the neighbors see this kind of stuff, they're like, what the hell is going on here? When the people on the street see this line in front of a house, that creates more listings, more interest. It's great marketing. So, and forget about the people that are on the block. You streaming it on Facebook and showing people, well, I'm doing open house at 10-10, not because you want them to come over. You want to advertise. Look at this crazy great market that we're in right now. And look at what I'm doing for my clients. To me, this is a great form of promotion. Would you agree, Catherine?
Yes, absolutely. It's a great
All
way.
right. Now, the next thing, how do you do it? Do you do open housing condo? Like, because in Florida, you got condos. Where are you in Florida again?
In Miami. I do open houses depending on the client, but we do a lot of virtual open houses through Facebook.
You do virtual open houses. Okay. All right. Very good. Smile stops for past clients. We talked about the smile stops for past clients in this quarter. I'm going to show you, like for May and June, you can drop off. These are your past clients. These are people that you work with. You know, thanks for helping me bloom. Your referrals are appreciated. I like this one's a little corny here, Catherine. June, a box of Swedish fish with a note saying, it's officially summer. Yeah. One of my team members, Julie, she made that and, you know, she was having fun. All right, here we go. Interview vendor partners. One of the things you can do to self-promote, market yourself is interview other businesses and post it on social media. So, I'm sorry, let me go into another thing here with business associates. One of the things you can do is contact vendors that you work with, title companies, home inspectors, whatever, and actually work together in building each other's businesses. So one of the things you could do is call one of your vendors, say, hey, John, this is Darryl. How are you doing? Great. The reason why I was calling is because I'm in this real estate mastery program. One of the things that they mentioned is how important it is to help business associates build their business. And of course, I thought of you. So I wanted to ask you if you're taking on any new clients. And if so, is it okay that I refer them to you? Well, yeah, yeah, of course you can. Good. What's the best way for them to contact you? Yeah, tell them that just call here's my mobile. Tell them to call my mobile. Text. Okay, great. By the way, I'll start send business your way. By the way, who do you know that's thinking about buying or sell real estate? So one of the things you can do is make these calls to your vendors and start working. Maybe even create a list of trusted vendors and send that out to your farm area or to your past clients to help build their business. Send out a community survey. You know, well, you can SurveyMonkey is a great software. We use that. And one of the things you want to do is here's the questions you can ask the market. You can ask them, do you think real estate prices are going to continue to rise? That's a good field to see what people are thinking outside of our box of our industry, what the civilians thinking. What do you like best about this neighborhood? What do you think is going to be the biggest real estate challenge in 2021? How long have you lived in your current home? Do you know how much your home is worth? And if you were to move, where'd you move to? Now, obviously, the survey is not just taking a survey of your community or your farm, but it's also showing you, is there anything out there as far as possibility, people that are thinking about selling? And obviously, those folks, you would do a follow-up call. Next thing, let's go into the third quarter, July, August, September. How are we doing, Catherine?
Great. I love all your tips. You're amazing.
Thank you. And we're only halfway through the year. Real estate. So we've got the newsletters we talked about. Oh, Now, I love this, hold a movie event. So this became a little popular for some agents because of the pandemic, but I think this is something that's here to stay. I think it's a great idea. One of our power agents, Catherine, you guys would hit it off. She's a real top mega producer, does six figures, great agent. She taught me, I'm going to show you what she did in her movie events. Okay. So she did 2 movie events. One was, sitting on the lawn outside. So that was one movie night. But then the last one that she did, which was, I think I like even better, she actually had a drive-in, and she promoted this location. I'll show you a shot of it. She got a parking lot. She had the whole thing rented, the movie screen and the player and And as people pulled into the parking lot, they greeted them. They gave them a little package of things in the car, some popcorn and some promotional stuff. And then she had the video. And of course, she's got a mic. So she thought, hey, thanks for coming. I'm Joanne. Give me a business. No, she didn't say that. But it was all promotion for her. It was great stuff. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. And by the way, she had 150 people at this thing. And let me just tell you something else. The real value is not just an event, but all of the promotion up to the event. People have to remember this. When you promote an event, it's not just the event itself that's doing well for you. It is everything that leads up to it and everything that you do after it to follow up on it. So you get several weeks of serious, great promotion and marketing. And if you call the local papers, you get a little free promotion there too. Now you can do this a couple of ways. You could do it yourself. You can pay one fee to this company and they give you a library of movies that you rent. It's like $350. So you can do it that way. Just do it yourself. You pay one license fee, bing. Then you can buy this equipment, which is this audio FM transmitter that goes into, I didn't say that before. They're in the drive-in, they're sitting in the car, they're watching a movie and the sound's playing on their car radio. It's so cool. And this is the hardware that we use to beam to the cars. But the other way to do it is pay somebody to do it for you. If you were to Google outdoor movie company like I did, I found the company actually that Joanne actually uses. And it's called Stargaze, and they did everything. They came in with the screen and the projector, and they got the movie. So they paid the licensing fees, and you can rent the popcorn and the ice cream thing or whatever you want. They had a technician there that day dealing with it. That's my recommendation. Hire a company. I think this, what did Joanne say? I think it cost maybe $1,500, and she split it with a couple of sponsors. So she paid very little for it. Powerful.
Amazing.
And that's, it's fun.
Such a great idea, especially.
I love this idea. Yeah, don't do it yourself. Hire somebody to do it. And Catherine, like, you invite your clients, and you have the clients invite their friends and family, and it's great. Love this. Now, Catherine, I love to see you do something like this, what I'm about to say, and that is a school supply event. Again, I'm teaching what to do quarterly. So let me explain. Let's go on. I'm going to explain what I mean about a school supply event. First of all, unfortunately, it seems like it's a national problem that if you're a teacher, you don't have enough money in these schools for the kids to give the kids what the kids need. I don't understand this. There's something wrong with this system. Hopefully that's going to change. But until there is some money handling that, here's what you can do. This is an example. This school, what they did is a backpack fundraiser for the school year. For every $3 donation, a backpack of supplies. So they did this whole thing. But let me give you another example. Operation Backpack. This is a company that what they do, not a company, but an organization where you can actually help fundraise for children's supplies through Backpack. Now, what you can do is have this be one of your missions that you help promote in your community, right? Now, I don't know if this money would go locally or if it goes to a national. I'm going to show you how to do something locally in a minute. You could do this. It's a little bit more of a on your own project, Catherine. But there's companies like the Goodies Factory. What you can do is buy a fundraising kit, okay? So you buy like the catalog. You know how the kids, they come knocking on the door and they say, will you buy a box of cookies? And then you fill out the little thing and you give them the money. And then 2 weeks later, they come back with the product that you bought. Well, this company, they manage all that for you. They give you the forms, they give you the product, they give you the promotional piece. So all you do is promote it. All right. So that's one way to do it. And when people buy the item, part of that money goes towards your cause, which would be getting supplies for a grade in your local school. See's Candy, great candy. I believe they're in Washington, state Washington there, or is it California? I can't remember. But anyway, I tried them in an airport once when I used to travel. Delicious. This Annie Ann's pretzels, another one of my favorites. Catherine, as you can tell, I have a sweet tooth. And these are another fundraiser. They got a kit for that. Again, gang, if this is you taking on a school district or a school or a class where you're going to raise money using these fundraising things to help fund the school supplies for whatever you decide. But here's another great idea, Catherine. This is the one also I think is really awesome. And that is sponsor school folders. Catherine, do you have children? I don't mean to get personal. You do?
Yes,
okay.
I have 2, 12 and 6.
When did you find the time? Anyway, Catherine, I don't know about your school, but does the teacher have a school folder where they stuff the homework? Yes? Okay. Most schools, I believe, have this. So for those people that don't know what us parents are talking about right now, is that the teacher has a folder, homework folder, and Monday they put all of the homework assignments for the week and they give it to the kid. The kid comes home, Ma, here's my folder, and then the parents got to help the kid do the homework. And this goes back and forth between the parent and the teacher Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for the whole school season. So my idea here is you sponsor that for a school. Now imagine the shelf life on this beautiful thing. See, if you look at, that's what the homework folder looks like. Let me go over here. Schoolmate, Catherine, this company is Schoolmate. Schoolmate is the name, Google it. You go to the website and look at this over here. I'm looking at my screen. For 1,000 full color back to front, it's 86 cents for 1,000, right? So how much? That's $860 for 1,000 of these. Now, of course, because you're paying for it, you put a little commercial on the folder. Don't be obnoxious because that'll offend people. Just sponsored by, sponsored by Catherine Rain, you know. And from which company are you? What's the name of your company, Catherine?
Keller Williams.
There you go, Keller Williams. And so you basically advertise that with your little contact information. But of course, before you do this, you go to the principal, you go to the school, whatever. You say, listen, I like to pay for everybody's folders. I like to sponsor that. You put the school logo on it. Forget about it. The shelf life on this is incredible. I love this. All right, let's continue. Again, Smile Stop. Some other ideas. I believe, you know, you shouldn't go door knocking every quarter. That may be too much, but I'm just giving you a bunch of ideas. This is a flyer, Catherine, we give to our students that we give them an idea for every month. They shouldn't do every month. They should pick maybe 2 or 3 times a year, but we give them ideas. So for example, July, 4th of July, box of sprinklers, wishing you a sparkling Independence Day. And then August, National S'mores Day. I didn't know that was actually a holiday. And, but there's another one for that. Okay. Hold a how-to webinar for your buyers promoting, you know, home buyer workshop, how to find the perfect home. Home buyers work, how to find your perfect home, and you can have guest speakers. You can have an attorney or a title company, a home inspector, etc. And you can have them talk for 15 minutes. You're there. So you talk for 15, they talk for 15. There's 3 of them. That's an hour. You can do questions and answer. What's beautiful about doing a seminar or webinar on this topic is that number 1, you're generating leads, but number 2, again, remember what I said about events? There's all the promotion before the event and all the promotion after the event, the follow-up. You can also do free ice cream events. This has got a big over there in Florida. It's hot. So imagine you rent an ice cream truck where you do a postcard mailing telling everybody in the neighborhood, listen, I'm giving away free ice cream to the kids, or bring this card, and you mail the card and they bring the card to the thing and you're there. And I'm going to tell you something. Ice cream trucks, ice is cheap. It's really inexpensive when you rent it. It's frozen milk, for crying out loud. The markup is incredible. So anyway, you can rent this wholesale and promote the heck out of it. There's some companies like this one, Ice Cream on Wheels, this company, they'll actually give you the driver too. So you don't even have to worry about it. They'll manage the whole thing for you. So you're renting the truck, the ice cream, and the driver. Well, you're not renting the ice cream, you're buying it. You know, you can't give back. Spotlight type, spotlight, it's making sure you're still with me, Catherine. Good. Spotlight your top listings from your MLS. Now, this is an idea I stole from Zillow, which why not? They stole enough from us. Anyway, so, so the Zillow thing, they send me this email that said, I love this email. It's a good idea. They take listings and they spotlight them. Like this one is the Midwest Sanctuary. Then you see the other one says the Romantic Tudor, although they should have capitalized the R in my opinion. The Storybook Abode. Anyway, what you can do is maybe do an email that spotlights some hot listings in your market and give it a little name, because I click on these, like, you know, the Storybook Abode. I want to know what that looks like. It must be cute. So the fourth quarter, October, November, December. Here's some ideas. Now, trunk or treat. Let me tell you, I talk about this. Every time I talk about this, Catherine, I get excited about this because, you know, I'm not young. I've been around for a while. I thought I knew everything. And I just learned about this, I guess, a year and a half ago. Do you know what trunk or treat is, Catherine? Do you know what it is?
Not 100% certain. Is it like a trunk where people come to you, a car trunk?
Yes.
Yeah, because I've done that in school.
I think it's so awesome. So for people that were like me and they didn't know, here's what trunk or treat is. You know, the normal Halloween is the kids go door to door knocking, looking for free food. The kids, but the trunk or treat is, instead of going door to door, you have the whole people, the neighborhood, the farm in a parking lot, and they decorate the trunks and they make a whole big thing of it. See, they got the candy, they got themes, and it's very exciting. So now the kids, instead of going door to door, are going from trunk to trunk in a parking lot. Now, here's what's great about this. It's like you're taking your whole farm area and you're sticking them in a parking lot, and it's like shooting fish in a barrel. They're all there. So you're networking, because you put it together. What we did, Catherine, we were so excited. We created a whole event marketing guide on how to run a trunk or treat. The promotional pieces, the advertisement, the checklist on how to do it. We were so excited about it. So anyway, and because of that, now here's something else. I got a gift for everybody, Catherine. We did that in Halloween. Then what we did is we created the Holiday Heroes Drive in November, December. Now we did this, our company launched this last year as a free thing, and I'm going to talk about it now because of the pandemic and blah, blah, blah. So we're trying to figure out how we can help the world. So we came up with this thing called the Holiday Hero Project. And really what it is, it's basically a food drive or a clothing drive. You know, it's something that we've seen before. But what we did as a company is we created all of these marketing pieces that an agent or anybody that wants to create a drive for their community, whether it's food or clothing or toys, we created this whole project plan on how to put it together. Same thing like the trunk or treat, but it's for our holidays. The checklist on how to do it, the sample flyers, the promotional pieces, and it's all free. Like we have it on our website, Catherine. People don't even have to give us their email or name or nothing. If you go to this website, I'll show it to you when this thing's done flipping. It's a lot of pages. It's a lot of pages. I don't know how many pages it is, but bada bing, there it is. It's right there, Catherine, at the bottom, holidayheroesproject.com. Anybody that goes to that website, it's all open source. You can download all of the templates. They're all templates for you to plug in. If you want to do a food drive, there you go. You want to do a Toys for Tots, there it is. So anyway, that was a gift for everybody. Okay. How are we doing, Catherine?
I have a question for you. Yeah, let's quick break. So I see all the stuff that you're doing. Really amazing ideas that I can add to the things that I'm already doing. I have a question for you. I already know the answer, but I want everyone else to hear it. Why
Sure.
are you like all the stuff that you're doing is just giving? You're just giving to people. Why do you think this makes a difference for people?
Um, why do I think it makes a difference if people give or my company giving? Just so I'm clear.
Yes, your company. Your
Um,
company.
the reason why we give, Catherine, first of all, thank you. And the reason why we try to give a lot is because we want to make a difference in the world. My company, my team, we're committed to people designing lives worth smiling about. And, we tell agents that real estate, I believe every real estate agent is committed to the same thing, that they're committed to making a difference in people's lives. And they've chosen real estate as the tool to accomplish that commitment. My team, everybody that works in my company, we're committed to making a difference. And we just use what we do here, our training, as the tool to do that. Does that make sense?
I really love that you highlight it this way, because a lot of times people are confused about those client events and about those little giveaways. They feel like, okay, I give something, I want to get something. And I feel like the way you approach it and the way you show it to us, it's so different. I'm sure you get your return too, but you don't do it necessarily for the just for getting business back. You do it for the greater good. And I feel also like the video that I watched on you with Redix, there was something that really made a difference in my whole perception of how you do business. Is you said that every client that we get in touch with they're not a client. We're basically coaching them. We're coaching them on making a good decision on selling their house. And sometimes it means telling them not to sell or to rent their property instead of selling it. And I feel a lot of people need to listen to this, because our job is not just to sell and to get a quick paycheck and to give something to clients to get something instantly in return, but to work on the longer game plan. And I feel like your plan on how you approach things achieves just that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And there's a couple of powerful things that you said in there. And that is the expression that you're referencing that I said on that webinar is it's some our power agents. It's a ditty. It's a power agents don't close people. We coach people. Mm-hmm. We don't sell people. We serve people. And what I've always taught my son, Catherine, is that it's never about the money. The money is a gauge. It's a gauge as to how many lives you've touched. And there's no other industry that is more true than real estate, in my opinion. The more families you touch and help get to their next level, the more money you make, because it's a representative. So focus on making a difference in people's lives. That's the other thing too. While we're on this, so we're going off topic a little bit, but you brought it up, so I'm following your lead, and I think it's important. I think it's a powerful message that most agents that are struggling, Catherine, they look at a listing appointment as something they have to go get. They got to get listings, and the challenge with that is that the focus is all about the agent and not about the seller. And we set up a win-lose scenario when we have it be about getting a listing. See, when we're hired as listing agents, our job it's also confusing. A lot of agents will say, my job is to sell the house. No, it's not. When you're the listing agent, your job is not to sell the house. Your job is to get people to their next level in life. Because they ain't selling the house just to sell a house. They're selling the house because they're committed to their next level. There's something that they're trying to accomplish, and selling the house is just a means to a bigger end. So what we do as listing agents is we actually help people get from point A to point B in their life. We help them get to their next level. And we are licensed by the state to manage the real estate piece, because without that piece, the whole thing blows up. So what we really do is not list and sell. What we do is we coach people to get to their next level in their life. That's what we do, right? Does that make sense?
Absolutely love that.
So, all right. Where am I in my slides? We went totally off topic over here.
I know, but I had to bring that up because
I'm so glad you did. It's important. And let me tell you one last thing and put a pin in that. Every agent who's watching right now, if who you are is committed to helping people get to the next level and to coach them, there's less stress for you to perform. There's less stress for you to win and to take and to get and about the bot. And this is why you don't like to prospect. This is why you don't like to go on appointments. This is why you don't like to do the things I like to do, because it goes against who you are as a human being. Because who you are is you don't want to take, you want to give. So have that be who you are. Live from that. And the rest will work itself out. Okay, let's get back to the holiday season. Oh, here, I said call and wish a happy holidays because, you know, Catherine, some people, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. I get these cards. I don't know about you. I get these holiday cards from some of my relatives. Like I'll get a picture of the family and I don't hear from them the whole year. So the kids keep getting older in the pictures and it's gotten to the point, I don't know who some of these people are because I don't talk to them all year. I'm like, what relative is this? I don't know. They got married. Who is this new guy? I don't know. So it's the same thing in real estate. If you just mail out calendars, you know, in Christmas, you know, happy Christmas cards, and you don't talk to people the other 11 months, it's a little insincere, in my opinion. So if you're gonna mail out some stuff and you haven't talked to people in a while, why don't you pick up the phone first? Do a hey, just want to wish you a happy holiday, bada bing, hang up, and then mail your calendar. It'll come across better, in my opinion. Also, consider volunteering, you know, for a soup kitchen or something, because listen, you're all right. You're not on a soup line. So if you're not, go one day, go help out. It's a good thing to do for no other reason. Smile stops for your past clients. Again, I told you we give stuff for the whole year. You shouldn't do every month because then you're in the event planning. But here's some ideas. October, a pumpkin carving kit with a note saying, let's carve out some time to talk about real estate. Pumpkin or apple pie. I like this one. A pumpkin pie. Say, hey, any way you slice it, you're appreciated. My favorite over here is December, the wrapping paper. You give a roll of wrapping paper to the client, say, hey, thanks for helping me wrap up a great year. So those are my suggestions on those. Let's finish off this webinar with the first quarter, which is what we just came out of. So we're talking about 2022. One of the things you should do is the HUD and closing statement. You see, what happens is that any closings you have this year, that HUD form is going to be tax write-offs, the HUD statement, the settlement statement that the accountant needs. Now, the buyer and seller got a copy of it, but they probably lost it. They don't realize, and it doesn't even matter. The whole point is for you to stay in touch with people. So you send them a letter January 2nd. Everybody who closed the deal this year, it says, Dear Hana, you put their name on it. I hope you had a new year. It's off to a great start. Congratulations again on the purchase or the sale of your property. It's a pleasure working with you. Enclosure, find a copy of your HUD form. This is an important document. You need it for your taxes. Give it to your accountant. They know what to do with. By the way, if you need anything, give me a call. Isn't that nice, Catherine? Just a little touch.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Love
All right.
it.
Now, here's a time management tip. You have Catherine, when's your next closing? Don't give me the exact date. I'm not going to come meet you there. Just give me a rough idea.
Sometime this week.
All right, there you go. So this week, that closing you have, when you're at the closing, get a copy of that HUD form, come back to your beautiful office sitting there, which, by the way, it's a real office, everybody. That's not a virtual screen. Isn't it beautiful? Anyway, come back to your office. It's beautiful. And you come sit at your desk. You take the HUD form. You take that letter. You stuff it in an envelope, and you put it in a box. Don't wait till January. Do it right when you come back, when you deposit the check, write the letter, print it out, and put it in a box. Then January 2nd, take your box already stamped and bring it to the post office and mail out everybody's letter like that. Review your mailing campaign. How are we doing on time? We got 6 minutes. Again, do the letters. You know, I specialize farming in there. So redo your letters. I'll tell you this. I love this one. These are 3 letters we tell our students. If you don't want to get into newsletters and mailings, it's very simple, Catherine. Dear neighbor, I'm delighted to announce I just sold a home located at Umpty Ump. So you mail out these letters once a month. Now watch this. Second month, you mail out this letter. Dear Hana, I want you to know the following homes have sold in the subdivision. Now, Catherine, you're a top producer, so this is not an issue for you. But for the other people watching, you know, this doesn't say that I sold the homes. But because it's on my letterhead and with my picture, it creates the perception that maybe I did. And then the next month, hey, here's an update of all the homes that have listed and sold in the last 30 days in your market. And then you go back to the first letter. Let me tell you something. What I've noticed, Catherine, is agents just taking these 3 letters and mailing them out every 30 days. It creates the perception that, geez, Marie, this agent is listing and selling everything in a marketplace. Just the 3 letters is incredible. It's a great idea. Okay. We don't have time for the dialogue, but you want to call your farm and say hello, hold a how-to seminar for sellers now, telling them about how to sell your house, and make sure you have compelling bullets. The psychology of buyers is marketing versus advertising. Anyway, you want to get those sellers because that's like, again, shooting fish in a barrel. You get 30 sellers. That's like 30 listing presentations in one time. Smile stops in the first quarter of the year. You know, the fortune cookie, wishing you good fortune for the new year. You know, February, Valentine's Day, a box of chocolate. I love my clients. All right, you get the point. Spotlight some local businesses. One of our students did this, Kat Ryan, California. She interviewed people during the pandemic. These are businesses. I love it. That first, she said, greetings from Kat's Corner. Please support our local business. We want them to still be here long after COVID is gone, which that was so great. You look at the number of likes that she got over here, Catherine, really serious stuff. So she interviewed and spotlighted business. It was good for the community. It was good for her, good for the business. One of the things you can do, Catherine, or any agent, is you can actually interview the business owner. I put together these great questions. What did you like best about this community? See, that local business, by answering that question, they're connecting with the community, whatever their answer is. Why did you start this business? Give it a little history. I love, Catherine, what you did. You asked me how I got started. Most people don't ask me that. Thank you for doing that. That humanizes the person. It gets them connected. They see beyond what they're showing, right? You get to the heart of who they are. Why did you choose this town to open up your business? How are you making out during these challenging times? And do you have any special new items or things you're planning on doing? This is really great stuff. And if you can, you maybe even interview some of the staff too. So you become like a little documentary person doing a 60-minute spotlight, if you will. Not really 60 minutes, but like the television show. Sponsor a softball team. Why not? Give back to the kids. Good advertisement, good fun. You'll get free tickets to the little kids league game there. And that's all I got. I'm done. I'm done.
Wow, that was pretty amazing.
So let me see.
Amazing.
Do we have, let me do this over here. Where am I? My mouse is not working. I'm going to stop the share. And
this was really cool. So who does all that for you?
What? The slides and all the marketing pieces?
Yeah, the event coordination.
Let me tell you something. All of those pieces, those marketing pieces, I have the most talented team. First of all, I'll blow your mind. I just showed you, I don't know how many pieces, a few dozen. We have I think we're up to almost 600.
Wow.
600 e-guides, flyers, promotional pieces, infographics. I mean, this is all we do. I have some great talented people. One of them is on the call. Her name's Julie Escobar. She's a writer. She does a little design, but we have a special design guru. So I got people, this is all they do. We pump out stuff, and it's just really for our students. You know, we do this. Yeah.
Amazing.
I come up with an idea. I said, let's do this. And then they create.
And they'll do it.
Sometimes they create stuff I don't. Sometimes they create stuff I don't even know. I'll go into the website. This is true, actually, Catherine. Sometimes when I'm working on a webinar, a topic, let's say I'm talking about the listing appointment, I'll log in to our membership site. I go to the listing tab and I look through all the pieces because sometimes they create new stuff I don't even know. So, oh, that's a good piece. So, and then I put it in the webinar. It's true.
That's awesome. You're very lucky.
I'm very lucky. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And
awesome.
Do we have any questions? I see some people have questions. Let's say we got about a minute left. Anybody have a question? Throw it in the chat and we'll answer it.
So one question here is from an audience member. How do we get vendors to see the value in sponsoring our community events? It's a great question because I have issues with that too. Really?
Okay, well, I'm glad that you asked it then. There's a couple of things. First of all, you want to be clear as to the marketing that you're going to do. So are you going to post it on social media? Are you going to do a mailing? So be clear of how you're going to promote the event. Then you'll say to the vendor, what you're going to do is on all of the pieces, you'll put their logo and or whatever on there as being one of the sponsors. So they're going to get that kind of advertisement. That's number one. Number two is at the event, you will give them 5 minutes to say hello to the group, however the group is, whether like if it's the drive-in or if it's on social media, they'll get to say hello to everybody and do a little commercial about why they're so excited to be a part of this and who they are and what they're committed to, which by the way, Catherine, very important distinction to share. A lot of people, vendors, they don't know how to share because that's not what they do. They're good at their job, but speaking publicly, maybe not. So you can say this one thing, it'll really help them. Listen, people don't care about like if it's a mortgage guy, well, how great your rates are or any of that stuff. Share just one thing you're committed to in serving your clients. What can they count on you? What's that one thing that you stand for? What are you committed to? Share that. And that goes a long way. Anyway, the other thing is any of the leads that you gather from this event, you're going to with your sponsors because that's part of it. It's their event too. So, so if you share all those things, it should be wet. Now, here's one last thing too. All of that should be good reasons for them to want to sponsor and be involved. But here's the most powerful thing, Catherine. You'd say, hey, listen, let's say I'm talking to a mortgage guy. Hey, John at Power Mortgage, listen, I'm doing this event. I love you to be a part of it. Here's what we're going to do. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. I want you're going to get a ton of promo. Now, listen, I don't need you to do this. I have 5 other mortgage companies I'm going to call. But I wanted to call you first to give you the shot to see if you wanted to do it. So basically, Catherine, I just told the mortgage guy, if you don't do this, I'm going to give it to one of your competitors. So you're up. Do you want to do it or not? So that'll help motivate them a little bit.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Do we have any more questions from the audience? Sandra, no more questions?
No more. I think that's it.
That's it. Okay,
how do we do, Sandra? Sandra's the voice from behind the, she's like the Wizard of Oz. She's like the wizard behind the curtain.
Sandra is amazing.
Great. Awesome. We love the slides.
Thank you. Listen, by the way.
How can we get some more info on them? You shared a website, right? Where we can download stuff. What was that? It was, I wrote it down, holidayheroesproject.com. Correct?
That is for the holiday thing. If people want to get like a copy of all these slides, go to that darrylspeaks.com/LCA for lab coat agents. They can become a power agent for $5. That's all. But then they get a copy of this. They get access to the website. They get everything. So that's the magic website right there, darrylspeaks.com/LCA. As a matter of fact, maybe, Sandra and Julie just both put it in there. Thank you both. They just put it in the chat.
Awesome. Perfect. Darryl, any final words?
Catherine, you were a joy. You were wonderful. I thank you so much for doing this and filling in. And I'm going to go order pizza now. You made me hungry for pizza. And, but listen, the last thing I want to say to everybody is, you know, this pandemic has showed us just how essential our industry is to people's well-being. So what we do is really make a difference in people's lives. So if you're stressed or have anxiety about your business, it's not where you want it to be, just focus on serving, not selling, coaching, not closing, and the business will come to you. And you could be just like Catherine. So, all right.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Darryl.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you to the whole team, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.